Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Kamisha, and I'm a huge Big Brother fan. Huge. So, last week we had our big premiere of Big Brother 21, and I posted a video talking about each of the players this season and what I sort of thought they were going to do entering the house, what kind of strategies they were going to have. So now the house guests have spent one full week in the house. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how my opinions about them changed, what I think of them now, pretty much. So without further ado, let's get started. So right off the bat, the game starts with this huge twist where one person has to be elected BB camp counselor. That person has to ultimately send 4 people that they want out of the house for banishment, and one of those 4 people are going to be sent home. Unfortunately, I didn't want it to be Jackson, but he somehow masterminded everyone in the game and convinced them to elect him all this power. Jackson ends up being voted camp counselor, even though he wasn't even one of the first people who volunteered. It was so dumb, even though other people also campaigned for that role too. So we had Cliff, Jessica, David. It was Cliff and David who were the first 2 to say, I want it, I want it. And then Jackson came out of nowhere and was like, guys, no, I want this power to myself. And you better give it to me because I'm not going to be the first person out of this house. So dumb. I don't know what kind of campaign he was trying to go for that, but I think it intimidated a lot of the house guests for whatever reason. Like maybe they thought he already had some sort of power. I don't know. I thought the twist was kind of stupid, to be honest, because there's for a number of reasons, really. Because for one thing, why are you sending one person home on the first night there? It doesn't make any sense. There are plenty of other opportunities to start voting people out. At least wait till the first week so that people can get to know each other and actually start to strategize and figure out, okay, well, I work well with this person or I don't work well with this person. Because there's really no reason, there's no information to go off of by just nominating and sending someone home the first night. There's no information to go off of at all. So I really think the game screwed over a lot of the cast by doing that, because it drew unnecessary lines from the beginning and people started playing way too hard, way too fast. Jackson being one of them. In the end, Jackson ends up nominating the other people who also volunteered for camp counselor. So stupid. It should have went to Cliff. This kind of reminded me of season 10 of Big Brother, when before anyone even went into the house, they had to elect an HOH the first week. Why wouldn't you give it to the oldest person in the house, or like somebody who could use 1 week of safety? Think about it like that. There was no reason for any of those house guests to vote for Jackson. There was just no reason. He was making stupid claims and saying, people are going to target me because I'm a threat, when it's literally night 1 and we don't even know what kind of threat you are. We haven't even played a competition yet. How do we know that you're a threat? So he based his campaign off of accusations and dumb assumptions that he thought people were going to target him for, which we don't know, may or may not be true. And it was kind of stupid that, a lot of the girls decided to use that as a chance to align themselves with the guys. For example, Nicole. Okay, Nicole, I don't know what is wrong with this girl. She's obviously a super fan and she's seen the show so many times. Why would you not vote to get a girl to be camp counselor? You don't volunteer to give a guy that much power in the first week unless you're asking for a girl to go home. She just abandoned any chance that she had of, gaining trust with the girl side of the house. And she just thought what was, best for herself was to align with Jackson, who is probably going to throw her under the bus if he needs to at any moment anyway. So I hope that vote, I hope it was worth it to you, but I doubt it. I doubt it did you any favors, really. I don't remember where exactly all the votes went to, but from what I remember, it was pretty, I think it was pretty close, and Jackson might have won by like 2 votes or something. Really, really dumb. Whatever. So Jackson becomes camp counselor, nominates the other people who also volunteer for camp counselor, Cliff, Jessica, and David, and then nominates one more person of color for the hell of it. Why not throw up the only other black person in the house, Kimmy? So he nominates Kimmy as well. And we see the house guests go through this like really crazy competition where they have to find their way out of the woods in the dark. Oh, I felt so bad for the house guests, because what a huge competition to do night one, right? It's like you're really, wow, you thought you were ready for Big Brother? Oh, you better be ready now. So the competition seems really tough, and I didn't even really know who was going to make it out of that competition a winner, because it could have really been anyone. It wasn't really the kind of competition that required like specific, skills. Like it wasn't a mental comp or an endurance comp or anything. So it was pretty much up to anyone's win at that point, anyone's game. So it turns out that David, the house guest who could cry on command, he was not able to make it out of the woods in time, and he was the last person out, so he was evicted from the Big Brother game, or so we think. Basically, Julie says this cryptic message right after David realizes that he lost. Julie says, "Oh, David is out of the game for now." So he might be going into sequester again, who knows. They might bring him back for some sort of battle back competition. I'm so tired of those anyway, but maybe it'll be interesting to see who else gets evicted or what kind of twist they have planned up their sleeve. But pretty much David is out, and we're stuck with Jackson thinking he's running this game. We see some alliances form. Jackson and Jack, the two male alphas in the house, sort of fall in love with each other. I think it's just because they have the same name. They find that they have certain things in common, that they like each other or whatever. But for whatever reason, they've paired up and they've started making alliances with each other. So among those two, they've also brought in Isabella, Christy. I think Nick is in there as well. They have like some weird 8-person alliance, which is obviously not going to last long, because you can't make it through a game with that many people working together. It just does not work. That's just too many people. In my opinion, alliances of 5 are all that you need. That's like the max amount that I would want to work with. I also think there's an alliance kind of forming with Sam and Cliff. It might not be as clear cut as that. I don't know. I think Sam's kind of bouncing in between, like being really close with Cliff and then also being close with Nick. So there's also that guys alliance going on there. Aside from alliances, there's also a few romantic partnerships starting to form. One of them being Jackson and Catherine. Ew. I mean, I saw that coming, but ew. And I think Jack is starting to develop feelings for Christy, even though I'm pretty sure he knows that she does not play for his team. Whatever. And we also see a bit of like smaller friendships forming with the girls' side too. Like it looks like Annalise and Holly are working together. It looks like Kemi might be working with Isabella. I don't know. So the alliances right now are not how I thought that they would have started to form at all. I thought Ovi and Jackson, like the moment they found out that they went to the same school, I thought they were going to be like this. I was like, okay, final 2 deal right there. But it's so weird. It's like Jackson just dropped Ovi for Jack for whatever reason. And now everyone's kind of jumping on the bandwagon of making fun of Ovi. oh, they're, you know, I saw some other live feed stuff, and Jack is Jack is pretty much making fun of Ovi's weight, you know, saying he doesn't know how to work out and that he smells, he's been wearing the same shirt. It looks like a lot of the people are starting to just find their clicks, you know? It's getting really clicky really fast, and it's starting to really rub me the wrong way, because I totally thought this cast was going to be like, you know, game changing and really, you know, take things in a new direction. That being said, you know, the first HOH competition happened, and I was really glad that the winner was a girl. Yay, it was Christy. So Christy's been playing really, really well. I feel like she's in a very good position socially. Like, she has friends on both the girls' side and the guys' side, and she's kind of got this weird like showman's, no man's thing going on with Jack. So she could really influence a lot of votes here if she wanted to. I did not think she would be this aggressive in the beginning of the game. I didn't think she'd win. After Christy's HOH, she decides to nominate Catherine. Catherine kind of got paranoid, especially after Christy won. So it makes her look very insecure, even though it's like week 1. And she doesn't really have anything to be insecure about, but she ended up being nominated anyways, alongside Cliff, who I believe is just the pawn. Let's hope. Well, I think there is a plan to potentially backdoor someone if the veto gets won by someone on Christy's side. And I'm going to be pretty pissed if they end up backdooring Kemi, because it is just so unnecessary and uncalled for when the girl has literally done nothing in this house. All she's done is be banished and have to fight her way out of there. That's it. Why not give the girl a break? It's so weird, because I've heard Christy talk a lot about not wanting the guys to like rule this game and have too much power, but she is nominating and targeting mostly women, so it doesn't really add up to me. I don't really know what her game plan is. I do really like her and Tommy as a duo, and right now I think Tommy's in the best position in the house because he's on nobody's radar at all. He's on good terms with everyone, people on the inside, people on the outside. Everyone likes him, and he's kind of like this like nice like air of relief for a lot of people. Like when Ovi didn't have many people to talk to, he was able to sort of talk to Tommy. Same with Kemi. Kemi talked to Tommy a lot as well. So I think a lot of people like him, and he's gonna be safe, I think, for the next few weeks. Fingers crossed. Other than that, I really hope the house starts to flip on its head and do some real damage. Okay, there was no reason for Jackson to come in so hard, so heavy, so fast, and I'm just hoping that next week a girl gets the HOH again and finds a way to get that guy out the door. Right now, I want Jackson gone. I don't really like that everyone in the house is like so obsessed with Jack. Okay, I admit it, I was obsessed with Jack too. Yes, he does look like Aquaman, but you know, you don't want to give too much of your cards away and show someone that you're you don't want to show somebody, especially in Big Brother, you don't want to show them how much power or influence they have over you, right? Even if you do want to work with them, you have to at least appear like you have other options, you know? Right now, Jack is in a really good position as well, but I don't know if that's going to last very long. I think some of the house guests are starting to catch on to it, and so it's only a matter of time. Well, that's it. That's what I thought about week 1 on Big Brother 21. I really hope that someone like Jessica wins HOH next week, just because I really want someone to start changing the power and the dynamic in the house and really making big moves. So let's see what happens, and tune in next week. I'll do another video recapping week 2 and what I thought of everyone's game, who's in the best position, stuff like that. So definitely subscribe and you'll get notified every time I post a new video. So take care. See you then.